Hello everyone and welcome back to Rose Makes. On this channel, I like to share with you my sewing projects and test out patterns. So today I am tackling a new project, which is a denim dress. I got the pattern from Etsy. The shop is called Kiana Bonollo Designs. If you don't know Kiana, she is a content creator and pattern maker. I love her style and her patterns. You should definitely check her out. I've actually already bought 3 of her patterns, but this is the first one I'm gonna try. And I'll give you my honest feedback. She is a size 0 or 2, I think, and I am a size 14. So this is really gonna give a perspective on how her patterns look on a bigger size. So the pattern I am using today is her V-Waist Dress, which comes in both a mini and a midi version. I chose to make the midi version, and I chose a dark blue denim for this dress. So without further ado, let's jump right in. For this dress, you will need 4.5 meters of fabric. This is what is recommended on the instruction booklet. Before starting, I have already printed, assembled, and cut my pattern pieces to my size. I really like the layout of this pattern because you don't have to trim the edges when assembling it. You just align the marks, which makes the whole prep process so much faster. I started by cutting my dress pieces, making sure to mark all of the notches. This will make the assembling a lot easier later. I always start by cutting the bigger pieces first, and with the leftover fabric, I cut the bodice pieces. I also used the same fabric for my lining. I always like to line my bodice pieces with the same fabric, but feel free to use the lining fabric that you want or have. Once I finished cutting everything, I ironed some fusible interfacing to my lining fabric and went right into the sewing process. I started by pinning and sewing the front bodice pieces to the center piece and gave it a good press. I then proceeded to serge my edges. You can definitely skip this step since you are going to line your bodice pieces, but for my part, I like seeing my clean edges. Now, I am not filming a detailed tutorial for this dress. If you need some help assembling the dress, check out Kiana's YouTube channel. She has a detailed tutorial on every pattern she releases. So I didn't think filming an in-depth tutorial was necessary. I also overstitched the center seams of my bodice to give it that denim look that I love so much. Next, I attached the back bodice pieces, repeating the same steps as the front. I also sewed the lining pieces and went all over the edges with my serger. This denim fabric frays so easily, so overlooking everything gave me peace of mind. I also sewed together the front and back bodice pieces on both the shell and the lining. Next, I attached my front and back bodice at the shoulder seams and gave everything a good press. I can't stress this enough. Pressing your seams makes your garment look professionally done. Now that my shell and lining pieces are all done, I went ahead and pinned the front and back skirt pieces at the side seams. I sewed them together and pressed them down. Then I added 2 parallel rows of stay stitching for the gathers. I followed Kiana's tip to start at the center V point of the skirt leave those thread tails hanging. You will need them together. I gathered the skirt until it matched the width of the bodice, tied off the threads, and stitched the skirt and bodice together. After that, I pinned the back center seam, starting from where my zipper ends. I like sewing the center seam before attaching my zipper because I find it easier and it helps me get a cleaner finish once I attach the zipper. This is just the way I like to do it. Next, I attached my zipper using a basting stitch, made sure that everything looked good, and then went in and sewed it with a zipper foot. Now onto the lining. I chose not to line my skirt piece since the denim fabric was already too thick, so I started pinning my lining bodice to my shell, starting on the zipper edge, and made sure to match all of the notches. I then sewed them together and snipped the edges. I finished the armholes with bias tape and an invisible hand stitch for a clean finish. I also hand finished the bottom edge of the lining. Finally, I hemmed the skirt by folding it twice, about 0.5 centimeter each time, to keep it thin and neat. Gave it a final press, and that's it. Now onto the reveal. This is the final dress. It turned out so cute and beautiful. I paired it with a white turtleneck and it looked stunning. It gave me a snatched waist and an elegant silhouette. Overall, I really loved trying this pattern from Kiana and didn't regret buying it at all. The instruction booklet is very clear and easy to use. The YouTube tutorial is really helpful and gives you a good visual on the sewing steps. One thing I noticed, I actually had enough fabric left to make a top, even though I used the same fabric for the lining. So keep that in mind if your fabric is 1.5 meters wide like mine. That's all for today's sewing project. My next sewing video is also going to be from the same designer, which is one of her latest releases. Seeing how this dress turned out, I'm so excited to try this one. I'm going to try and post the video as soon as possible, since I think this one is gonna fit the Christmas vibes and could make a good outfit for Christmas Eve. So stay tuned and see you in the next one. Bye!